Sherry, I have read about something called rest homes at Stanford. Can you tell me something about them?
Yes, the rest homes were one of the first and longest objectives of the Mothers Club. The mothers were very concerned about students who had been ill or had surgeries, and they needed a place to convalesce, a place with peace and quiet and proper nutritious food, as they put it. And they provided housing in private homes for these students, starting back in 1928. By the mid-30s, the rest homes were taking care of up to about 800 students.
800 students? Were the mothers paid for this kind of care?
They were. They were paid $1 a day by the students and $2 a day by the Mothers Club.
At one time, how many students were in a mother's home?
These are private homes, but they could have up to 6 students at any one time. So the Mothers Club actually provided extra bedding, they provided extra household items, and even furniture to the private homes for the care of the students. Around 1950, there was a note in the minutes that they paid up to $5,000 a year just for the rest homes. In the 1930s, the needs of the students really swelled because of the Depression. How else could the Mothers Club actually help with this?
That's a good question, Sherry. Our archives talk about a welfare fund. The welfare fund provided for broken glasses, an occasional dental bill, and corduroy pants for food service workers.
Corduroy pants?
Yes.
Corduroy pants?
Yes, corduroy pants. Cords were the uniform of the day for young men on campus and if they wanted to apply for any job. Remember, most of our students were farm boys and what they had were jeans. And this was the Depression, so people only had 2 pairs of pants, max.
And then they would have a third with the cords.
The whole community came together, and it was incredible to see how mothers from all around the United States sent clothing on Greyhound buses to Palo Alto. Mothers also provided bicycles, typewriters, and they helped students find jobs as cooks, gardeners, and babysitters. And in some instances, they even trained students in gardening, cooking, and babysitting.
Erin, after World War II, a lot of young undergraduate men started at Stanford or came back to Stanford to finish their degrees. How did the Mothers Club help them at that point in time?
Well, this brought a whole new population and a whole new set of needs to the Mothers Club. The men came back and they were married, and some had children. So the married students were put in an area called the Stanford Village, and the minutes indicate that a fund was created in case the wife needed an operation, the stork came, or the baby was sick. The welfare committee, the one that had provided cords, now set up a trading post for spouses, wives, and children to pick up items much needed. In the 1960s, the club added strollers, playpens, high chairs, rollaway beds, sewing machines, and vaporizers.
Vaporizers?
Yes. Remember, there wasn't much in the way of antibiotics at this period of time. It was very, very common for a child to need a vaporizer near their bed at night if they had bronchitis, if they were coughing, or even occasional cold. The wardrobe committee at the trading post also provided sewing machines. Again, we're talking about 1950s, very early 60s. Many women sewed their clothing and their children's clothing.
In 1962, the university provided an official house on campus, Alpine House, for the care of the students. But the mothers continued to provide support such as TVs, radios, even cosmetics for the students that were in the homes.